welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. I know I said that I had filmed the fourth and final video in this calories versus points little mini series here on my channel, but I have gotten an overwhelming response to those videos. Lots of comments, lots of you are saying things like, I never had any idea how little of calories I was eating when I'm just following smart points and not incorporating a lot of 0 point food. So I literally have tons and tons of comments. I'm gonna flash some up here for you guys, but there have been so many of you that have reached out and said, can you do more videos in this series? I don't have a lot of other content in regards to calories versus points, but after you guys all reached out to me, I did a lot of digging into WW and a lot of digging into calories, and I'm here today to share with you the shocking truth between WW and calories. I'm going to be sharing with you an extremely easy way to determine your calories. That's a lot of feedback that I received as well as, man, that's a lot of work to try to figure out my calories and my macros. So I did a little bit of research on YouTube. I found a fantastic fitness coach. I've binge watched all of his videos. I'm not even kidding, but I'm gonna share with you his super simple approach to figuring out your calories and what macros matter in a very simple way to figure out those macros as well. I'm also going to share with you some examples of points versus calories, and then I'm going to talk a lot about WW, and if you are on the WW program and you're concerned about your caloric intake like I was, how you can reach your calorie goal and stay within your smart points. So I have so much new exciting information to share with you today, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Before I share with you some of these shocking finds that I've discovered over the last few weeks, I wanted to share the name of that YouTube channel where I was able to get a very simple way to calculate your calories. This is the foundation of really any weight loss program. Calories in versus calories out. His name is Jordan SYATT'S. I'm going to go ahead and put it here on the screen, his YouTube channel. He is a fitness instructor. He is a coach. I just Googled fitness instructors, fitness coach, calories, that type of thing, and I discovered quite a few resources on YouTube, but he is by far my favorite. He is real. He doesn't beat around the bush. He has a very simple approach to figuring out your calories. Now, you can certainly use my tips and tricks that I shared in my calories video. I'll link that down below for you guys, but this is much more simple, and really honestly, it ended up in the same realm of calories for me as it did when I did all of the math with those different calorie calculators online. So this is just a far simpler approach. I highly recommend you check him out over on YouTube. He also has Instagram, and I've been told by a lot of you that he also has a podcast. So it's definitely worth checking him out on all of those social media platforms. There are 2 videos that I highly recommend that you watch on his channel. Let's be real, I've binge watched all of his videos. No lie. I have spent hours watching his videos. I'm entirely intrigued by him and his way he goes about fat loss. He doesn't actually call it weight loss. He calls it fat loss, which is amazing in itself. So these 2 videos that I highly recommend that you check out are his how to figure out your calories video. We're gonna talk really briefly about that. I'm gonna share what I learned from this video. It was literally, you guys, mind-blowing. And then also check out his Big Mac challenge, where he ate a Big Mac every day for 30 days and still lost 7 pounds. He talks a lot in this video about calories being a calorie, just like a mile is a mile. It doesn't matter what you're eating. The only difference is the nutrient profile of the food that you're eating, but a calorie is a calorie, whether it comes from Big Mac or salad. He still was able to lose weight. It's entirely enlightening. I have to say it's one of the best documentary type videos I've ever seen, and his message at the end, literally, you guys, I was wiping away the tears. It was that powerful of a message at the very end of the video. I will caution you on 2 things. Number 1, the Big Mac video is almost an hour long, well worth it. And number 2, he swears a lot. So if that offends you, that may be an issue with you watching his videos, but he's raw and real and easy to understand. So let's talk about his way to figure out calories. Now, I love this. He says to simply take your goal weight, not the weight that you think is unsustainable for you. So pick your goal weight, something that you can sustain, something that's healthy within maybe your healthy weight range that was decided by your doctor, or maybe the healthy weight range from WW, whatever goal weight you feel is sustainable long-term for you. You're going to take that goal weight and times that by 12, and that is your caloric goal for every single day. It's that simple. It's one math equation. Super, super simple. So times that by 12, those are the calories that you should be eating every day for fat loss. I know it looks like a lot. Funny thing, it wasn't much more than the Lose It app gave me. So for me, it kind of flowed with what I've been doing over the last few weeks. It looks like a lot, but he says give it 90 days, remain consistent in eating those calories, and you will see fat loss. So I'm excited for this. We've started a huge 90-day challenge in my Facebook group where I talked all about this video. We talked about calculating our calories with this simple math formula, and there's about 80 of us that are in for this 90-day summer challenge. So if you haven't joined my Facebook group, come over and join us. Definitely take advantage of this challenge. We've got prizes, giveaways, support, Zoom calls. We're going to basically follow Jordan SYATT'S approach for the next 90 days and see what happens on the scale. Also in his how to calculate your calorie video, he tells you to calculate your protein. This is the #1 macronutrient that you should try to reach your goal every single day. And that's, again, a simple math equation. Your goal weight times 1. Very, very simple. My goal weight is 165. Times 1, I should be eating 165 grams of protein every day. Now, carbs and fat and sodium, those don't matter as much as your protein goal. He does go into detail in his video on how to figure out how many carbs and fats you should be eating by, again, doing some very, very simple math. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to figure out calories and macros. Hands down, super simple, takes less than 5 minutes, and you have a very sound structure, proven caloric goal to hit every day. And the last thing I want to touch on this before we move on to these shocking truths about WW and calories is make sure you're not adding back in any calories you burn off during exercise. That calorie goal is your calorie goal. Now, I had a Zoom call in my Facebook group, in my challenge group, where I talked about how I'm going to work this. You don't have to eat those same calories every day. You can cycle those. That's what I'm doing. So if you're interested in that, head over and join that 90-day challenge over on my Facebook group. So as I showed in my calories versus points video, I'll make sure I link that down below for you guys. I went through 5 different Weight Watcher scenarios, 5 different ways of eating on the WW program. Now, these aren't all the ways that people eat. I'm not a doctor, a nutritionist, or a dietitian. This is just some simple math that I did to try to figure out if our points were lining up with our caloric goal every single day. And I shared 5 different scenarios on that video. So definitely check that out because it's going to give you kind of an idea of where this whole series started when I was comparing Weight Watcher Smart Points with caloric goals every single day. In that video and throughout the next few videos in this series, I found that if you are sticking to the minimum number of Smart Points on the WW program, you are not eating enough calories. If you receive the minimum number of Smart Points on blue, green, or purple, and you stay at that minimum number of Smart Points every single week, never touching your weeklies, never touching your fit points, I can almost guarantee you that you're not eating enough calories. So many of you reached out and said when you did the math, you were eating between 800 and 1100 calories. And some of that was even going over your Smart Points. You guys, 800 calories, 1100 calories is not enough. Yes, you're gonna lose weight at 800 calories and 1100 calories, but number one, it's not sustainable. And over the long term, you're going to do damage to your metabolism. Your body is going to get used to 800, 900, 1000 calories. And whenever you put more than that into your body, it's going to hold on to that and you're not going to be successful in your weight loss journey long term. And you're also going to potentially do irreversible long-term damage to your metabolism. So it's not worth it. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not all about how much you lose every single week. They say, and it is proven that the slower you lose weight, the longer you keep it off, the easier it is to keep off and the more sustainable that weight loss is going to be. That's why you see a lot of these quick fix diets, these juice cleanses, these fasts, these HCG 500 calorie a day diets. Yes, people lose a ton of weight, but those people gain it all back within a very short period of time after stopping those diets. because it's not sustainable to eat 500 calories a day or to drink juice or eat celery all day every single day. So that's one thing I love about WW is it teaches you a lifestyle. It teaches you how to eat within a Smart Points goal, a calorie goal every single day, and lose weight. And when you hit maintenance, of course, you get a little bit more points, aka calories, and you should be able to sustain your weight loss and maintain your weight. So if you are one of these Weight Watchers that only eats their minimum number of Smart Points every day, you don't use your weeklies, you don't use your Fit Points, chances are you are severely under eating. Yes, you will see weight loss eating the minimum number of Smart Points, eating that low of calories. Yes, of course, like I said, you're going to see weight loss, but it may not be sustainable for you. That may not be a weight loss or a caloric goal that you can sustain long term. So what do you do about that? What do you do if you find yourself at the minimum number of Smart Points, you track your calories over a few days, a week, a month, and you find yourself severely in a calorie deficit, an unhealthy calorie deficit? I have two things that I want to share with you that I think are great ways to stay on the WW program, reach your caloric goal, and stay within your Smart Points. Yes, I believe you can stay within your Smart Points on WW and still reach your caloric goal. So I want to share with you the two things. Number one, eat your weeklies. Your weeklies are there to be eaten. I hear all the time, I don't lose weight if I eat my weeklies. Now this may be honestly true for some of you, but the weeklies were given to us from WW for a reason. Without those weeklies, we are so far in a calorie unhealthy deficit that it's doing damage to our metabolism. Those weeklies were given to us to eat. Whether you eat those weeklies a little bit every day or you eat them all 1 or 2 days a week, whatever the case may be, eat your weeklies. So I'm going to show you guys an example of somebody who eats their weeklies, how they can reach their caloric goal and be within a reasonable amount of Smart Points. So if you choose to use your weeklies all in one day, those extra 42, 30, 45, whatever the case may be for you, that is overall during the week, you will be hitting your weekly caloric goal. If you eat your weeklies, you may choose to divide those up over the week and maybe have 5 extra points per day. It doesn't really matter. As long as you eat all of your weeklies, you should hit your caloric goal overall for the week. So let me explain that a little bit further. So for me, my goal weight is 165 pounds. If you times that by 12, I am allowed the number of calories here on the screen. If I take that number of calories and I times that by 7, that is the number of calories that I should be eating over the course of a week. Now, I can eat that minimum calories every day. I can do some calorie cycling. So let's say that on Saturday or 1 day a week, I want to allow myself 2,500 calories because I want to be able to go out and have a nice dinner, maybe have an adult beverage, a dessert, whatever the case may be. So from that weekly calorie total, I'm going to subtract 2,500 calories because I know that I'm eating those calories, those weeklies, on that given day. Whatever that number is left over after I deducted 2,500, I'm going to take that and divide that by 6, the remaining days of the week, and that is my calorie goal for the week. Now, if you don't want to count calories and you want to just count points, take your weeklies and do the exact same situation. Take the 42 weeklies that you receive every week. Let's say that on Saturday you want to have 15 weeklies. You want to be able to consume 15 weeklies because you know that you're going to be going out for dinner. Take 42 weeklies, subtract 15, that number, divide that by 6, and those are the weekly points that you can add to your Smart Points daily budget every day for the remainder of the week. Give it a try. I don't think you're going to see a gain. I don't think that you're even going to see a maintain. Now, you may not have as much of a loss on the scale, but I bet you still have a loss. And remember, you guys, slow and steady wins the race. Give it a try. Give it a try for a week or two and see how it affects you. Now, of course, every body is different. So like I said, some people may not be able to eat their weeklies, but by eating your weeklies, it's a great way to get you a little bit closer to your caloric goal, but staying within your weekly Smart Points budget. Now, Fit Points, I would not necessarily eat those unless you feel that you need to satiate yourself or to get to your goal. Kind of like the whole Jordan Syatt calorie goal, we don't add back in our exercise. But again, everybody's different, so you have to do what works for you when it comes to fit points. But I encourage you, my friends, to eat your weeklies. I think you're going to feel a lot more satisfied, and you may even see a larger drop on the scale. Now, the second way on WW that I feel that you can reach your calorie goal by remaining within your daily smart points. And this is if you don't want to use your weeklies, if you're still anti-weeklies and you just want to stay within your daily smart points, you can reach your caloric goal by eating more 0-point foods. And I'm going to share an example with you. So this is my tracker from just the other day, from Sunday. So you can see that I stayed within my smart points. I actually had 1 point left over at the end of the day. Here's what I ate for breakfast. You can see I had a lot of 0-point foods. I'm eating a lot of fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins that are 0 points on WW, at least on the blue and purple plan, and extremely low points on the green plan. I had a big salad for lunch. I had a high protein dinner. I still incorporated some snacks, and I still incorporated a dessert. And you can see that I ended the day at 33 out of 34 points. Great, but what were my calories? So my caloric goal for this day was 1,860 calories. I ended up eating 1,760 calories. So essentially, I was short 100 calories. That's completely okay with me as long as I'm not doing that every single day. I don't want to go over my calories. I'd rather be a bit under or spot on than over. So you can see that this day, because I incorporated 0-point foods into my meals and my snacks, all of those 0-point foods still have calories. All of those fruits, those vegetables, those lean proteins, they have calories. So they added up over the course of the day, and I was able to meet my caloric goal and still have 1 point to spare in my smart points. So I think this is really, really important to share, that it is possible to stay on WW and still reach your calorie goal. You don't have to abandon WW because you're finding that you're only eating 800 or 1,000 calories. You just have to change up the foods that you're eating throughout the day to hit that calorie goal. And it's funny that I say this because we all know that WW assigned all of those foods as 0 points for a reason, because those are healthy foods. They're generally lower fat, lower calorie foods, but they're the foods that we should be eating every single day. And if we're doing just that, the way that WW is telling us, we can certainly reach our calorie goal and stay within our smart points. Now, if I would have eaten that extra 100 calories, depending on where that extra 100 calories came from, if it was a snacky food, it would probably have put me over my points, but I could have had a banana, I could have had some strawberries, I could have had some veggies, and I still would have been within my points and absolutely nailed my calorie goal for the day. It all is the foods that you're choosing every single day for every meal and every snack. So I found this extremely interesting. I think that depending on how you work the WW program, it's going to determine whether or not you're working the program in the most healthy way for your metabolism. Like I said, I think it's important to know your calories. I think you should always know what calorie goal you're shooting for. So you're probably wondering, why would I do WW if I had to track calories? First of all, you don't have to track calories to follow WW. Calories are part of the equation of a smart point. WW has taken the calories of a food and figured those into its smart point value, amongst other things: sugar, fat, saturated fat, protein, all of those components play a part in the smart point value. I don't think that it is unreasonable to have a little bit of knowledge in the bank in knowing what your caloric goal should be every single day and making sure that you're getting close to that daily so that you're not doing that damage to your metabolism. Now, do you have to double track every single day? No, because let's be honest, most of us eat the same foods, or the majority of the food that we eat throughout the week is the same. We meal prep, or we kind of have the same breakfast or the same lunch or the same snacks that we reach for on a daily basis. So I don't think that it's necessary to double track every day, but I think it's important to do a check-in maybe once a week, once every couple weeks, once a month, to see if overall you're maintaining that caloric goal that your body needs to function, sustain, and be in fat loss mode. I've also seen a lot of comments on why would you be on Weight Watchers and double track? Isn't that a pain to have to double track every day? It takes up so much time. To be honest with you guys, it's 5 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to pull the data from the WW app and put it in my calorie tracking app. I use the Lose It app. I do have the premium version. I've gotten a ton of questions on that. That's the app that I choose. I like. It's aesthetic. I think it's pretty. I know, maybe a little ridiculous. And I find that it's easy to navigate. It's easy to use. So I use the Lose It app. So it takes me 5 minutes to plug the data from one app to the other. I do it on a daily basis. Now that I'm getting a little bit better at staying within my calories, I may not do it daily, but you just have to do what works for you. That is the beauty of this entire program. WW, calorie counting, macro counting. You have to work it the way that works for you. Not the way that works for me, not the way that works for your neighbor, your best friend, your brother, your sister, your mother. You have to do it the way that works for you. I'm just sharing with you some of the knowledge and some of the research that I've done over the last few weeks because this has been something I have been super concerned about. It all stemmed from my best friend who was on the WW program. She got a trainer at her gym to try to really build muscle and tone up her body a little bit, and she shared her food diary with him. Most trainers will ask you for what you're eating throughout the day, throughout the week, and he immediately told her, absolutely not should you be eating 800 calories a day. That is not even a reasonable amount of calories. He put her on an eating plan, took her off of WW because that's way too low for her. For her, it was 1,400 calories. That is almost 600 calories under where she should be eating for weight loss. Fat loss. She should be eating 1,400 calories a day to see weight loss. And let me just tell you, she's been following this program now. It's been over 6 months and she has lost more weight than she ever did on WW at 23 smart points a day and 850 calories. And she's eating on average 1,400 to 1,600 calories a day. So I know that that number can be scary when you take your goal weight times 12. I know that you can look at that and say, holy moly, that is a lot of calories. But like Jordan says, like I'm saying, go ahead and try it for 90 days and see how it works for you. It may not work for you, but he says that if you follow that protocol for calories and protein goal, you should see fat loss at the end of 90 days. So again, that is my plan moving forward for the next 90 days. I'm going to be staying within my calorie goal and staying within my points goal whenever possible. And I proved it to myself just the other day that by adding in those healthier foods, those 0-point foods, fruits and veggies, I can stay within my smart points and still hit my caloric goal. It's when we're eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of high point, low calorie foods that we see that really low number of calories, but we're over our smart points every day. So as WW has taught us, if we make better food choices, we should be able to reach those calories and stay within our smart points. So it is quite shocking that that is how WW works for a lot of people. They're so under eating because of the foods that they're choosing. Even though we have 0-point foods and healthy foods, we don't always choose those foods. We still like our snacky foods, our treats, our chips, our cookies, whatever your vice is. Just make sure that you are eating enough. That's the bottom line of this whole video, this entire series, is to make sure that you're eating enough, whether you're counting calories or staying on WW or like me, doing a little bit of both. Make sure that you're eating at a healthy range that's sustainable for you, that you're gonna continue to see weight loss, and something that once you do hit your goal, you're able to maintain your weight and not gain it all back. So that's it for me today. I hope that this really helped you guys take a better look at WW and what you can do to make sure that you're reaching the right amount of calories for you. I'm going to link the Big Mac video and how to figure out your calories, as well as Jordan's channel down below for you. I highly recommend you check it out. If you love it and you binge watch it and you get a lot out of it, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think of his approach to fat loss. Also, I am going to include down below my playlist for all the other 4 videos in this series, Calories versus Smart Points, so you guys can check those videos out as well if you haven't seen them. So I really hope that this helped you guys out. Whatever path you choose for your healthy journey, whether it be Weight Watchers, calorie counting, or both, I'm here to support you. I am your biggest fan and I am cheering you on, and I know that you can do it. I would love for you to share down in the comments what your thoughts are on calories versus points if you've been in these same scenarios yourself, whether you're severely under eating or you're meeting your caloric goal within your smart points because of the foods that you're choosing. It's nice for me to just kind of hear how you guys are doing. Plus, I love interacting with you down in the comments. Again, if you haven't already, head over, join my Facebook group. We do have a separate private Facebook group for the challenge. All of the information on the challenge is pinned to the top of my Jen's WW Tribe Facebook group. If you would love to come join us on this summer challenge, it starts on July 1st, so there's still plenty of time to head over and join us. And I did record the Zoom call that we had where we talked all about these goals, calories, points. That is also on my Facebook group. And if you're new, welcome. If this is the first video that you've seen from me, welcome, welcome. I'd love for you to stick around. I do a lot of WW, calories, we do grocery hauls, meal preps. We do all sorts of fun things on this channel, so just hit that little subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when new videos are uploaded. If you loved this video and this whole philosophy on calories versus points, give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I hope that this gave you a little bit of insight and I'll see you guys all in the next one.